Happy New Year, everybody. Welcome to 2026, and I hope you entered the year in a positive manner with the right mindset and also the right ambition. In the last episode, we talked about New Year resolutions and how I intend to enter 2026 and also provided some tips and also my observations as to how we could optimally enter 2026. And I remember showcasing 3 questions which we could ask ourselves in order to initiate a stronger year where we achieve more and we overcome those obstacles and also become more positive in the way we think, and also to develop a stronger mindset capable of overcoming obstacles and many other issues. And 3 questions I remember showcasing was: what did we achieve? What did we learn? And also, what do I want to achieve in 2026? And those were the 3 questions, and I hope you guys answered those questions. I did answer those questions that really helped formalize a path for 2026, and this has really created direction, especially when entering and during the start of January, where I knew what I want, how to achieve it, and also how I can build upon what I've learned to accordingly go on the path I want to go on. So let's get kick started with today's topic. And today's topic is essentially, how did this podcast get started? How did I deal with loneliness in a way? Loneliness. So let's get kick started. Right. I'm gonna put this in a story-like structure to make this a bit more engaging and less tedious to watch. So, first of all, in this episode, what you should sort of understand is how I dealt with loneliness and how I am currently dealing with that. And also, how did that come about, why I was lonely, and so on. And also, the importance of essentially doing certain things and being aware of your emotions and initiating certain actions to act upon your emotions and so on. So let's get kick started. So I essentially moved from Belfast to a small quaint town in England called Hinckley. And this was because of a new placement here, or a new internship. And this internship was to work in a corporate environment as a IT service desk placement student. And this required me to move from the city I was once situated in for my undergraduate to a new city for my placement year / internship. And this internship is essentially 1 year long. So this required me to pack up my stuff from my home in Belfast, my student home with my friends, all the way to a small quaint town which does not have much, to be honest. It has 1 cinema, a few restaurants, 2 gyms or so, and not too much. It's a small quaint town located in England. And it was only me moving for 1 placement year, 1 internship, and it was only me. I moved to a house located in this small quaint town with 2 other people. Now, during this move, it was quite hard for me. I would say that I am an introvert in a way, where I do get my energy from being alone, and often that comes with its pros and cons, obviously, sometimes. And what I experienced was that upon moving to this new town, I experienced waves of loneliness in a way, because yes, I do enjoy being by myself, but to an extent. I realized that, a few months went by where I didn't really have many friends. I didn't really go out. I was stuck in my house watching YouTube. I was playing on my PlayStation. I was looking at my phone and doing random things. I was just not feeling myself, to be honest. I didn't really have much of a social life. And it was also the fact that I was quite uncomfortable being by myself in a way, because I had a lot of thinking, and and the thinking can be very sporadic, if that's the right word, where you just think of so many things and it's hard to, you get overwhelmed and you say, right, I just want to I need to, I need to talk to somebody, or I need to do something else to just alleviate those thoughts. So it came to the point where, damn, I had all these, I didn't really have much of a social life, and I had all these thoughts, and I was being alone and by myself. Now, fortunately, that was where the Mental Game podcast was actually, not the Mental Game podcast, but the Mental Game initiative was founded. Through introspection, I understood that mental well-being slash mental fitness is a really important thing us humans need to focus on. And we need to take the necessary steps to develop that part of our lives. It is an important part of our lives because it dictates how we feel, how we act, and essentially how we approach our life and certain things and people as well. So it was just the fact that this period of introspection, of being alone, not too social, and having trouble making friends, actually led to something good. Led to a project, an initiative, which was to help people and also help myself. Linking it back, I did, as I said a few minutes ago, I did have, a lot of thoughts which needed to be contemplated and discussed. And this initiative was a great way to do it via videos, via podcast episodes, and via another, activities and so on. But also now, even currently, right now, and at this present moment, I do feel lonely. I suffer with periods of loneliness where, I feel like I can't really connect with many people, or I don't know who to go out with. And I do want to go out with people and I want to be social, but I don't really have, I don't really have a social circle, or, there's so many instances or where, sometimes I do feel loneliness, and, before going into how I'm dealing with this, I just want to say that it's completely normal. It's, it's so normal to, it's so normal to feel lonely. Feeling lonely is is a normal part of life. It's essentially your body craving some social time with others, and which is, after all, humans are social beings. They're social beings craving connection with other people. And loneliness is just a way of telling us that we need to connect with other people. But also loneliness, in a way, is a way of telling us that we need to connect with ourselves. We need to ask ourselves certain questions. We need to contemplate our emotions. We need to deal with our emotions. And ultimately, we need to be so comfortable by ourselves, and this will allow us to understand who we are and accordingly allow us to connect with other people. And this is what this period of loneliness really helped develop, is that level of introspection, that level of deep diving into who I am. What do I actually want within others? What do I want in my life? Who do I want to connect with? And who am I? It just quite allows you to answer, who am I? It's such an essential question, which I was not able to answer a few months ago. But now I'm moving towards a path where I can actually say, right, I can actually answer that question. I've spent some time alone. I've contemplated my negative emotions, the emotions which want to pull me down, which want to keep me down, but I've contemplated them. I've contemplated the emotions which want to bring me up. Why are they prevalent? What are their uses? And so on. And you just understanding your emotions lead to that better clarity in your life. Clarity is the biggest word here. Clarity. You get some clarity in your life. Okay, let's get back onto topic. So, yes, I do feel lonely during these times, and I do see it as a blessing because introspection leads to better knowing yourself. But it's also important to get some social prescription. So how to get upon that? An introvert which values time alone, and not only values time alone, gets their energy of being alone, and sometimes has time, has some anxiety meeting new people, connecting with new people, and going out. How do I actually go out and get to know new people? So what I've decided to do, and I'm just going to say one activity I'm going to do. I'm not going to go on a plethora of activities. I'm going to pick one and really try to work with it. And the way I got around this was picking an activity I really enjoy, and that being an MMA class. I love boxing, I love MMA, I love combat sports. So what I decided to do was actually say, right, maybe I can go for a class. Maybe I can do something with this passion of mine and get to know other people. Maybe I can, tell other people that I know to join along with me and maybe I can get to know them better. So I picked this MMA class located in Leicester and I decided to book the class and go for it. And I'm actually going tomorrow. I don't know how it's going to be. I'm going to make a vlog about that, by the way. But yeah, so I've picked my passion and I picked the way to execute that passion. How can I exercise this passion and utilize it to benefit my well being? Yes, I do feel lonely. Yes, I understand the problem. But how can I act upon the problem? How can I utilize my already existing passions and exercise them to combat that loneliness? And that's essentially it's essentially what I'm sort of acting upon here is utilizing that passion for boxing and MMA and combat sports, booking a class and hoping to meet like-minded individuals with similar interests and so on. So similarly, with you guys, pick a passion, any passion. Could be singing, could be rock climbing, could also be gaming, to be honest. Could be anything. Could be digital, could be physical, could be anything. Pick the passion and pick the ways you can exercise that passion and accordingly meet new people. That's how I'm going to go around fixing the problem. Not fixing, but minimizing the feeling of loneliness and accordingly acting upon it. And in all honesty, it could be quite difficult because at times you feel a bit scared to go to that group. You feel a bit intimidated and say, oh, I don't know what they're going to think about me. Oh, I don't know what they're going to feel about me attending this group. I don't know. I feel nervous. I feel anxious. I feel paranoid. I can go on and on. But at the end of the day, what I like to think and the way I think about it is that these people are ultimately there for the same reason. They're there to exercise, in my case, exercise and also meet new people. Everyone is in the same boat as you. Everyone wants to connect. Everyone wants to get to know each other. And also, everyone is also in their own heads. They're thinking the same way as you. Everyone is thinking, what do they think about me? Oh, what does he or she right next to me think about me? Everyone is in their own heads. And it's absolutely mad because I often fixate on what that person thinks about me. Oh, I'm alone. Oh, I'm this and that. But they don't give a shit, if I'm being honest. They don't care because they're all in their own heads. And it's the truth. It's the truth. They're all in their own heads. Everyone's in their own heads and they don't have time to fixate on that emotion or thought. So if that is pulling you back in regards to exercising your passion, think about that. Just think about how everyone is on the same boat as you. No one is perfect and everyone is thinking on the same lines as you. We're all human at the end of the day. And essentially, we're all on the same boat. Simple as that. No one is thinking about you being alone or you not doing that or you looking like that or you being a beginner or you can go on and on. No one has time to think about that because everyone is thinking about their own lives and are living their own, you know, their own scenarios, their own stories. And it's the truth. It's just the truth. So, I mean, and that's concluding this video here. And I just wanted to make it short, sweet, and concise on how the mental game was founded, how I combated loneliness via the exercise of doing my passion, essentially, and also how I make sure that those negative emotions like fear of what other people think of me, judgment, and so on, don't attack me and pull me down. And that's essentially what we talked about today. And I really appreciate you guys joining me today. Yeah, yeah, I like being consistent with uploading consistently, but you know, I was spending some time with my family, and quite honestly was really enjoying that. But back to work now, back to life, back to reality, eh? And that's life, yeah. So thank you guys so much. I'm going to be uploading a quick vlog tomorrow about that MMA session, and that's going to be our title under loneliness and ways of combating loneliness. So if you want to watch that, give it a watch. And yeah, that'll be tomorrow. And yeah, yeah, I wish you guys the best of luck. I'm going to give you guys some homework you guys can act upon. It's going to be easy to act upon and not too hard. It's going to be subtle and you can easily implement it in your life. So the first thing first, I want you guys to identify your passion. That could be writing, reading, boxing, cleaning clothes. I don't know. It could be so many passions. I want you to identify your passion, and I want you to find ways you could do that passion with also the intention to enjoy that passion, and also the intention to meet other people, and this including like-minded individuals and so on. Find that passion and ways to enjoy that passion and also meet new people. Simple as that. And yeah, thank you guys, and yeah, see you tomorrow. Bye bye.